Good morning, everyone. Happy Holiday Monday for those who live in Canada. Today's our Family Day weekend. So I'm just getting ready to organize my day here for some chores and different things. But before I do that, as I was just cleaning up here, I was pulled to do another quick reading here. So our beautiful masculines are here to share more information and some really good news. They're coming out of this pity, yuck energy here. And they're ready to stand up and be proud. So I'm hiding that third cup there. You see that cup that was shared with them in the past wasn't proper, okay? And because of that, because they were listening to the wrong people, that Three of Cups gathering that you offered, Divine Feminine, that's you sitting there, they left it and they didn't take it, and they knew they left you waiting. That's you on the ground there. And just know that they've overcome that now, okay? They are going to come and because they accept your cup now. You had the right cup. Look, it says over it. This is funny. They're over it. You're over it. You're both over it. You know, you've been waiting and wanting to move forward from this energy for so long, you know. And look, you did it. So much power. He misunderstood your energy. He wasn't fair, you know. He misrepresented you out in the public with family and friends, and he feels horrible about this. He thought you were selfish. He thought you were trying to get a leg up on him, you know, and that's why he went off and got together with other people. And he sees he wasn't fair in the past. And in the end, after everything that he learned, you stood on top. Your union is the strongest union, the only union for him. You're the only person that is a fair match to him. You didn't put up with this crap. You have all the secrets here. You tried to share them, and eventually when he wouldn't listen, you're like, okay, I'll put them over here. When you're ready, come back. And he's ready to come back, and you're going to share. So that's who we are. We're loving beings that want to help people grow. Okay. And after you talk, if you choose not to be in union with each other and you go off to be in union with yourselves in other ways, it will bring you joy and peace to finally have that conversation to figure that piece out. And there's been enough space and time here, and he's ready to bring this to you, okay? Oh, look. The divine is ready as well. The divine is ready to give you that beautiful pentacle. Okay? And this union has a leg up now. Those karmics didn't win, okay? That dark energy that only feeds from darkness, that wants to keep as many people in the dark as possible so that it can survive as the planet ascends, they're not going to succeed. They're not going to succeed, okay? So keep working hard. Yeah, you see, you've been so burdened. It's been hard. But you've overcome that. Look. You've overcome that in order to have this Ace of Pentacles, or Ace of Wands, sorry, that came out earlier in my previous reading. And our masculines want us to know that they want to be fair. They're going to be fair. We've been fair. Okay, they didn't understand, and us being alone here and feeling alone is a thing of the past. We have the leg up. They know that we have so much to share, and they want, before we get to this, they want to come tell us how they feel, to resume this and reignite the passion. Because these masculines' love language is this, okay? And they love this. They love money. They struggled with the cup. and they've had to overcome their pride and ego and do all that shadow clearing in order to be able to overcome those fears, to be able to bring you this. And they've overcome that. They've overcome that. And now they have a leg up. Let's see what else is here. Oh, look. Clean slate. Clean slate. They know you pull from the divine. They know that you're fair when you work with divine energy. Okay, that you don't abuse your gifts. The karmics that this man was with, this counterpart was with, if it's not a man or a woman, whoever you know, take it how it resonates to your situation for my readings, okay? Didn't use this energy properly, okay? So they're releasing the burdens and worries about that because they were held back a long time because they worried so much about how that hurt you and hurt the union, you know. But divine masculines don't, like they Archangel Michael's been there this whole time, and he's helping them come to the edge. He's helping them. This is like the Fool card to start again. It's okay. It's okay. If you mucked up things, it's okay to go back to the drawing board. Don't be scared. And they've connected to Source recently in a way where they realize the angels are real, and they resisted before, but there was a feeling. It was like a butterfly feeling, and that's, you know, when you're connecting with a being because it's very fluttery, and they figured that out, and then they were like, oh my God, so a whole world opened up to them. They became prayerful as well, and this created a sense of serendipity. You know, they're very grateful and they feel very blessed. Oh, look. Look. The pages represent children. You know, they're ready to give you the attention you need because they know that they've given attention to other people that needed their help, and that's okay. But it's time to give you that attention. And this message is for you to know that that's what's coming. Hey, Misty girl. Hi. Come here. What do you have to say? Misty's here. She has things to say. Hey, what do you have to say, honey? Hey, baby. Yeah, she just loves when I do readings. She's always around. Hey, baby. Yeah. Right. Yeah. They want to be able to talk. If you have children, they want to be able to reconnect with them and talk with them again. They feel bad that, you know, there were opportunities that were present and they didn't take the opportunity to talk to them. Because they were nervous and scared and shy, you know. But that's very normal, and you know, that's okay. I think in time they'll be able to sort that out. Michael will help with that. Okay. So where there's fractures still, you know, Michael's going to safeguard those spaces, and perhaps this is a fractured part of him where he feels he can't really focus on that right now. He will, though. He will. And the kids are connecting back to these energies in a really loving way at a soul level, because our children would have been hurt, you know, when the twins separated, if there were kids involved. So that's good. And they're overcoming that dark feminine, okay? So the children know that they are higher evolved beings compared to these dark feminines, okay? And how these dark feminines wanted to kind of overshadow everything and be the ones to stand out and take this happiness away. They didn't succeed. The kids know. The kids know. And if it hasn't come in to their psyche at a soul level, they know their higher self will guide them to that answer and to that information and knowledge, because the divine favors them as well. Okay, so we're going to place them over here. Look, divine feminine. So see how those kids are moving in that position there? And Michael's going to protect them. So we're going to put that over here. Oh, yeah, look. Look. She tried to get a leg up on you. She was deceitful. And now she's going to be forced to see her toxic ways, because this isn't going to be allowed anymore. Yeah, player energy. Look. That doesn't have the upper hand anymore. So we're going to put her over here. And now this divine is moving in the right direction for the love of his life. The lover that cared for him despite the fact that he was connected to that awful energy. You know, no. And he knows that being in union with you means being in union in every capacity. Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. And that Ace of Swords is being held by this being here, this Michael, the divine, and he entrusted him. So he asked for his help. And he said, they made a deal. Okay, if you go to her and you give her the information of your heart, because it's about that heart space, that's the truth. It'll set you free. You need to tell the truth about this. He's holding that Ace of Swords because of this. Because that won't let up. That won't stop. What we had to deal with yesterday was disgusting. And she's got to go back to the drawing boards. And that's where they're going to be left today. So we're moving on. So let's see what else we've got here. Yes, 3 of Cups. Thank you. Thank you. And there's no more hangman. You know, and that's where these people are going to be, because look. And if they were listening to a high priestess, thinking that they were doing good, they're going to be shown that high priestess led them astray. Not okay. Not okay. The divine feminine is the one that's in charge here. That Empress. And she's in charge of her union and her family. And nobody can mess with that. That's solid. Archangel Raphael's presenting himself here. Just to provide us with a clearing to safeguard the twins here, okay? Yeah, look, protection. He's going to work through you, divine feminine, because you're going to have to step up. You're going to have to pull from your strength as you learn in the physical about all this. This is going to come out. Needs to come out. And maybe that's why Michael's holding that sword right now, because the energy, I feel angry a little bit, and I don't usually feel like that. So it's very frustrating, but because we understand that it doesn't work, but it still creates delays and it makes people sick and it doesn't feel good. It's very frightening when it comes into your fields like that, when it hits, okay? But look who's at the center of this reading. That King of Cups. And he's coming quickly because when they realize what this is, as soon as they realize what this was, they turned their butts around and they prayed, and they received this is Raphael. Okay? You know, they received guidance and they were told, don't worry. Don't worry. You'll be able to figure this out. Okay? You've got luck on your side. 18. That's my, oh my goodness. That's my life path, and when you add them up, 8 plus 1 is 9, and 9 is my twin flames. Okay, my counterpart. So I feel like they figured all that out too. They know about all these things, you know, and it makes them feel so blessed and grateful and lucky. Let's see here. Oh my God, I just said that. They turned their butts around because they knew. And they went to work there, and they know they have to be flexible, and they're doing that right now. Treasure Island, that's your island. Time to go. Get me off this crazy train over here. Good grief. Can't handle that. Yeah. Yeah. See, a deep knowing that all that glittered wasn't gold here. These masks came off. That's his, and that's hers, the disgusting one. This is the divine. Divine showed him the truth. He's smart now. He's going to be smart. But of course it creates fear. How could it not? When you are bamboozled like that, and when you're in the fog, when you come out of that, of course you're going to be like Bambi legs on shaky ground. You're not going to be sure. Made him question everything. Of course. It's meant to. These things are meant to test us and challenge us. You need to overcome by learning the truth of this. And for that darkness, there's the light. The light was shining the way the whole time. The love is what cleared the path here for him to be able to get himself out of this. Okay. And I tried to help years ago, and I had to turn my butt around because it wasn't for me to save him. And he remembers that. They're going to remember that. For those masculines where, you know, you tried Divine Feminine in a very small way. I didn't go out there guns a-blazing and all sharing all this. No. It was little nuggets, little pieces, you know, and I gave advice, and he, you know, he was like, I don't know what you're talking about, and this is scaring me. And I said, okay. And then he promised that he would come back and talk to me, but he never did. Because that was just a way to kind of send me packing, right? Well, let me tell you, looking back, he wishes that he would have followed through with the things I said, because by not doing that caused all these years of ongoing attacks and delays and trauma. And he's grateful that you never let go. Because I let go, but I didn't. I let go in that I walked away, but I always hung on to the love. And that was private. And that was just, you know, I would exchange it energetically. And if I'd see him, I'd smile. And we'd talk the odd time. And we've been together. We spent time together here and there. But as quickly as that came in, he would quickly go back here. You know? And I always believed, in my guidance during those moments, was that I needed to go to help him counter this. Now, we never talked about it, but we would just sit and talk, and I would listen. And then I would share how I was doing. You know, but I could see, you know, and each time I would see my counterpart, he looked more sick and more frail and more challenged. And it was heartbreaking for me to see that. But I held out hope. I would pray. I would send love and light. And I always kept the channel open and communication, if it was proper, you know, if it was okay, if it felt okay. Sometimes it didn't feel good. And I had to really step back and just not even focus on any of this and just live my life. And then he would pull me in again, and then, or I would feel like I had to connect, you know. So it was just a guidance. So for the twins that really survived this and have gotten through it and who have cleared this finally once, because there's a clearing, there's a separation now. Look. You don't have to worry anymore. They're going to be dealt with. Let's put him here. He's telling me he's going to deal with that. Oh, look. You're the gift. You're the gift. You're the gift. There's Misty. She gifts us with her protection when she's around the reading, so that's good. It's going to bring you flowers. I've been channeling that. Goodness, this is incredible. Oh, look. He's tempered the fears of all this because he knows the truth will set you free. He knows. This is the owl. The mask is off. The mask is off. He's so sorry. Okay, spiritually, I don't usually clear, what's the one where you see? Clairvoyant. I saw a masculine bow to me, step back as he bowed again, and he's sitting. And that shows me that there's an honor and a respect of me right now because I'm speaking. I'm the one speaking, but I represent all the feminines out there that are waiting for their masculines to come forward to finally tell the truth about all this. And that was a message to tell us, to tell me, so Divine Feminine, hear me, that he's willing to listen. He knows you have the high, he knows there's some truths of this, but he knows you know all of it. And if there's lingering clearings that are required for the home, for him, for his family, for any belongings or property, or because this is no joke. This can create serious havoc, and you need to know how to cleanse this. And the key is the love for sure, but you need to be well versed in this to be able to finally release any lingering energy that might still be looming around because of this. If this applies to you, the divine will have already showed you how. You would have the knowledge, you would know, you'll know. And if you don't, then I would just meditate and pray and ask if it's something you need to be concerned about. Because I think sometimes, because the spell wouldn't be very strong, you can clear it naturally. But what I'm I feel sick right now. What I'm dealing with are people that were very powerful or connected with, they spent a lot of money and went all over on the web and connected with people from all over the world that dabbled with very dark things. And because of doubt and fear, like I think there could still be a little bit clipped in maybe somewhere, but not to worry. The Temperance card is in the middle, so we're safeguarded. And the Chariot there, Zoctiel is going to make sure that we move in the right direction. But I don't know why I'm feeling this, like and why I would remember when I went there and they're showing it to me. Sorry, I get emotional because this is I don't like stuff like this, and I for many years, and even think about it, ever since I started my channel and I've been channeling these messages, it's come back. It's just it's not right, Perhaps I'm picking up on sadness from other people, but 23, 22. Okay, just know that it's a balancing and you're okay. It's a mastery number. So we've mastered this in terms of being able to overcome this. Maybe together. When you come together, maybe you need to come together to release the final piece, or for the final whatever to be cleared out, which would make sense, right? Because if the goal was to keep you apart, as soon as you come together, it will obliviate it. I think I mentioned that in a reading yesterday. So sorry, just very still crying here a little bit. It's a release. And oh God, they want me to speak to the children because some children have suffered too because of this. They deliberately sent things to the children. And I know this sounds, for people who haven't experienced this or that don't even know about this, it could sound out there, and I get that. But I've lived it and I've experienced it. And my daughter knows a little bit about this and will come to me when she feels certain something and she knows it's that. And if she doesn't, she'll still feel something's not right, and she'll reach out and say, Mom, I need help with this. I can't quite clear it. So then I'll help her do that. And without speaking too many details for my son, early on in my awakening, there was a significant attack, a spiritual attack that caused some pretty serious issues. And because I was enlightened, I was connected to the light. Basically, the light freed him from that curse, and I heard entities. So outside of that, because I was very newly enlightened, I trusted the divine. I knew. I did also utilize like mental health services in the doctor, and the doctor, general practitioner, didn't want to touch it, didn't even know what to do with it. However, obviously, quick referral to a child psychiatry just to make sure. And ultimately, I was relieved after a very short time with a psychiatrist and pediatrician and social worker when we had a discussion when my son shared everything that he was experiencing. It was diagnosed as OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder with obsessive reoccurring thoughts. And because these thoughts weren't this had never happened, and he was fine before this happened, and it hit out of the blue. And in my opinion, this is a past life thing, because it was as soon as he started to connect with a girl, and it's all linked to love, right? This is what surfaced. And I think it was to really create a block there and create fear. And I'm not going to lie that I think for him, ever since that, he shied away from showing that side of him to his peers around like girls, and showing interest in a relationship. I think in the future he'll get there when he's ready, but I'm seeing flutters of light all around in my visuals here. That's just my team supporting me to make sure that they know that I'm okay. I need to push through here. So long story short, the treatment plan for this type of disorder, which this psychiatrist told me that you couldn't cure, was like talk therapy. And we went. It took a while to get in to see this special therapist. There was only one in our area. In the meantime, I decided to also explore energy healing with a healer that I was connected to at the time, who was a guide for me for a couple of years. And together we, she just performed a healing, an energy healing and clearing. And within a few days, that energy was gone and everything dissipated, and he came back to being his whole self within a few weeks. And luckily it was around Christmas time, and he was home and there was some privacy there. However, with a few people in his peer group, I'm sure there were some things that I would hope people would be very respectful and understand that this wasn't his fault. He didn't do anything to like it wasn't his fault. This was something on the outside of him that was trying to get in, and that was causing that fear. And he was able to describe to me what it looked like, and it was very phantom-like. So I know it sounds out there, but a psychiatrist told me this was very common. This was nothing that to be concerned about, in the sense that like there's treatment. So we do the energy healing. He gets better, and I still had that appointment with the therapist, and I left it up to him because I wanted to make sure he had everything available to him to feel comfortable. So he was a little bit reluctant, but he's like, okay, I'll go. So he heard this person out. And I didn't like what I was hearing, and I was very quiet. And my ex-partner, he was very supportive, even though he was very scared. He trusted me, and he came, and my child. So we had our meeting, just the parents, like me and my ex and the therapist, and then we brought my son in. And what she told us before he came in was just kind of what she would do. And, this was the only area she worked in. She gave us all these horrible examples of people who suffer with this. One was this guy who all out of the blue started to like have these thoughts about wanting to harm his partner because of this movie he watched, and became obsessed, like the OCD part of it. And that he would have this for life, and that, without this treatment and him having to face this fear and to see that it's not really true and it's just an obsessive thought, that not to worry. So basically, she forces people to face those fears and enact that even sometimes. Anyway, all of the things that she was saying, really, I had a visceral reaction. I felt sick. I didn't feel comfortable with it at all. And I thought, wow, okay. So then my child comes in, and I said, well, I'd rather you explain it in a more child appropriate, developmentally appropriate, because he was young. And she said that she had younger patients like him before. So she spoke to him, and he kind of said, well, he didn't really want to talk about it anymore. And I could see that he had really moved on with his life, and she was kind of trying to pull him back. And so we said, well, okay. And I had set up an appointment for treatment, for therapy, because he was just kind of going along with us because I think he felt he had to. We're his parents, right? So after he left the room, I said I wanted to talk to her again. And I said, it really he seems very different. Like, I'm going to be honest, I haven't seen any reoccurring episodes. So I feel like he might be okay. And and again, I never disclosed to anybody. I was too scared to say that I did this energy clearing because I didn't want people to judge me, right? And think, oh, well, what, you're not taking this seriously? This is a serious mental health issue. So, and I didn't tell her that, but so basically she was confused. She didn't understand. I said, so, if people are plagued with this forever, then why are we seeing this change in him? And we didn't have therapy yet. And I said, and she said, well, either he was misdiagnosed or he's not sharing the truth. Like, he's not telling us. And just because he's not talking about it doesn't mean it's not there. And I said, fair enough. So I'll give it time. I said, we're going to be back in school, and that'll be the big test, because he'll see those people again. And another example incident, my son told me one time, well, a couple of times, he described seeing this energy. He said it was one time he felt like it followed him home, and it was outside, and he was scared, and he ran inside the house because he used to walk home from school. The second time was Christmas time, and they went to church, and he was okay on the bus, and he could feel it around, like on the outside of the bus. And then they went in the church, and then it was like hovering outside the church, because he said it couldn't go into the church because it wasn't allowed to go in there. So very interesting. So anyhow, I knew, and I thought to myself, okay, well, let's send him back to school and see how he does. So he goes back to school. Couple more weeks go by, because she didn't have an opening for about a month, so it gave us time. And I connected with the teacher and the vice principal, who were very good, and they were really happy to see my old son's energy back and his old self, and there were no issues. And I mean, he was quiet initially, and you could tell he was embarrassed and scared that people would be upset with him, and because he was acting in a way that was kind of erratic at school. Like, he was running off, he was upset, he didn't know why. He drew a picture of this thing, and of course it was alarming to the school staff, thinking like, what's wrong with this person, right? So anyhow, there was a really good social worker involved, as well as part of this team at the hospital on this unit for kids, right? And said that in other cases like this, because I was really worried about privacy, they were going to connect with the social worker at the school board to ensure that he would be safeguarded and that his school records would be, treated properly, and for the social worker to explain to the staff about the assessment and the outcome, and that he's safe, like there's no risk to anybody or to himself, like everything was fine. It's just mental health is what the way that that team saw it. So lo and behold, go back to school, and he gradually gets himself back on track with no issues. So then I let it be. And then when it came close to the appointment, I sat him down again and I said, how do you feel? Like, what do you want to do with this? He's like, I don't want to go back there. I'm fine. There's no issue anymore. I think it's gone, Mom. And he said, you helped me get rid of it. So, and it was gone. And there hasn't been an issue since. Not one. So that's how I know that this is real, and I have an actual experience to pull from. And I just worry about other children that might be in the same situation, and that would be my radio's ringing. And I'm hearing clapping, so they're really happy that I'm talking about this. So I hope, even if it helps one person, to find a spiritual healer that can help and bring light into the field of that person that is suffering. And my hope is that that will help, like it helped my child. Okay. So Zoctiel is going to ensure that there's balance that is always around our children, and that they're going to be okay. And that definitely helped give them a leg up here. Okay. And that we support these children always and forever. Even when we pass on, we'll always be supported. I think they'll always be aligned with us, and they know, they trust us. They know we understand things that most people don't. We see things that most people don't. And we're tasked with that. I guess we must be tasked with it to be able to be carriers of that light. And these codes, where's that happy card? The happy card with the egg with the key there. And we use it when we have to, And I don't talk about that experience with him. I'm very private about it. Nobody really knows it happened. I think I told one very close friend, and obviously father, who doesn't really believe in any of this stuff. But I mean, I don't know how you can't after an experience like that. So they're just guiding me to this card here. They're saying that I help to temper things, and they want me to just know that everything's okay, and it's okay to move on. Because I eventually embodied, learned everything, and I healed so much, and I've grown so much, and I embody that energy now. And he knows. He knows. Oh my goodness, look. Oh my God, look. He went back to face this person, or if he hasn't, he's going to. And with the protection of Michael, he's going to deal with them. He's going to deal with them.
Maybe he knows about what happened here. I don't know. Because I don't know how that came in, though. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to accuse anybody of anything. All I know is what I know, right? Based on what my child was saying at the time. But it was very serious, and it could have created a life of ailments and illness and dysfunction and fear, because it caused fear, you know. And I just want to say very quickly that those energies really have no power, and they operate in the darkness because that's how they are birthed from that, or they were of the light at one time and got lost and are really trapped, you know. And I've seen and helped energies come out of that. But for those who are stuck there, and I believe some are born from that energy as well, but they have no strength and power over the light. The love is the strongest thing that exists. All you need to do is shine your light. So as I started to kind of learn about it and encounter it more and more and more, I would just stay very calm and just shine the light. And then I would rise above, and I was able to do the clearing, remove energies that didn't belong, or sometimes I would help those energies transmute back to the light, you know. Worked with Michael. He helped me a lot during that time, and he helped to guide me. And my spiritual tools, I have all these tools. They're in my fields, okay, and I don't use them so much anymore, but I have them in case I do. So our masculine is dealing with this, or it's in the past position, so maybe this has already happened, and now he's gonna come and bring us the truth, you know, and protect us. And I'm hearing, like, if needed at any time, he hasn't told us that yet, but that he'll come and help us. Michael's making sure there's space there. Look, they're not coming. They're not going to be allowed. So know that this communication is imminent, okay? Oh, look. Look. Flowers again. Look at the flowers. Oh my goodness. He's going to bring your children flowers too. Some gifts too. He misses you, loves you very much. 4224, that's a mirroring. Oh, it's beautiful. So I have this playing as well. So just receive those light codes and the healing and the clearing as well, okay? The divine is pouring love into our fields and is going to help us ground this union. There was a Four of Wands at one point, but the lovers are here, so. Ooh, my left ear just rang. Yeah, see? They want me to hang on a little bit longer. There's a couple more messages. So the masculines know that there's a deep knowing here that there's a massive cleanup that's required. Okay? And look at the soulmates. There we go. On that note, that's amazing. And just know that your unions are protected, your children are safe and protected, and they're going to have their counterparts, their soulmates are going to be safe. They're going to be safe in love, okay? They're not going to struggle and suffer like what these energies wished upon all of us and our families, okay? That's not going to happen. No. So I'm going to heal and seal. And what I'm going to do as well is create some light language as the cover for this reading to make sure that we're all safe, okay? And perhaps that can help you if you're struggling with this and you're not sure who to talk to. Just use the light language that I'm going to have as the cover for this reading, okay? And even show your child that, or somebody that you know is struggling, okay, with something like this. Michael's also placing a shield here. It's silver and blue. And the sword's in the middle and it's floating. So just know that sword will move in any direction that it needs to
cut, he cuts, I don't, I dissolve, but to cut away cords and ties of that type of binding that we just talked about. Okay, so stay in the sphere here as part of this reading, okay? And if you believe and set the intention to place yourself in that sphere and with your children, loved ones, okay, that could be affected, and call upon Michael to help, then that'll just automatically come in, okay? And you'll be okay. All right. Heal and seal. And then I'm going to add the Merkaba, okay, the Metatronic cube all around as well. And bring in the light and ground us to Mother Gaia here, and emanate and place a sun over top, which is the same as a mirror, okay, because you know the sun is so bright you can't look at it, it hurts, but it's just shining love, okay? And anything else dark, return to sender. Heal and clear and seal. All right. On that note, everyone, I thank you so much for listening and for your love and support. I can feel for some people they're very touched, and I appreciate your kindness and your love. Thank you. Take care, everybody, okay? And be strong. Stay safe.